Assalamu alaikum. I am Sadman SS Saim and my supervisor is Dr. Muhammad Razak bin Samingan, and hello to my examiners. My project title is called Hope World Ecommerce, which is a web-based online merchandise store. So the overview of this presentation is that it will include all of the progress that have been done so far in PSM1, as well as in conclusion I will be discussing about the achievements and the future progress for PSM2. So starting with the introduction. So the problem background is that there is a company called Hope World that operates in a Facebook group and has over 3,000 members. For the customers, it is time consuming for them to search the products, which causes the order updates to be delayed by the moderators, and the communication is very inefficient because the moderators and admins have to communicate with the customers through the use of messenger or comments in post in the groups. And the payment confirmation is still manual, although the payment is taken online. Operational bottlenecks include manual CSV record keeping, where all the orders and payment information are kept track of in a CSV file, which puts a high overhead on the moderators and admin and causes them to respond slow due to the increase in customers. So the aim of this project is to develop a web-based e-commerce system using the latest technologies to transform Hopeworld's manual social media-based operations into an efficient online platform for product management and customer engagement. So the objectives of this project is to analyze and elicit the requirements from the stakeholders, which include the admin, the customers, and the moderators, followed by design and implement the system, which shall be user intuitive along with increased user experience, and then to develop the web-based system that can execute and perform based on the requirements of the users, and finally to test the functionality and usability of the system for the customers and employees of Hope World. The scopes of this project include streamlined operations, where the system shall reduce the manual processes for all the users, and there shall be a dedicated e-commerce platform which will showcase the products professionally to attract existing and future customers. There will be an enhanced customer experience which lets the user to search the products efficiently and streamline the ordering process, as well as real-time order tracking. The design shall be user-friendly as an intuitive and easy to navigate for all users. And finally, only online payments will be accepted, which also adheres to Hopeworld's no refund policy. Now moving on to literature review. The challenges that the current system faces include product management, where there are posts made on Facebook which lacks categorization as well as proper search functionality. The older posts are become hard to find. And then we have order process, where it's still manual. It is handled manually through comments or direct messages, and all the information is recorded in CSV files, which is error prone. Then we have customer experience. So there are no self-service options, so the customers still have to depend on moderators for the queries or updates related to their orders, which causes the moderators to juggle between multiple conversations on Messenger or comments on the post. So to solve this, there will be an enhanced shopping experience in an e-commerce system with advanced filtering that lets the user to search and filter by category, price range, and availability. There will be detailed product information that will provide comprehensive descriptions and availability of the products, as well as real-time order tracking, so that the users or customers do not have to communicate with the moderators frequently, as well as community features which will let the customers to write comments as well as summarize using AI, with the addition of AR, which is augmented reality, that will let them view collectibles by scanning a QR code. So comparison has been made between three alternatives, three competitors to Hope World, which include K-pop Town, K-pop Planet, and Goyangi. Language wise, Hope World will still be using English as the primary language, and user feedback such as reviews is available in all but Goyangi. AR viewer for collectible items and AI functionality such as review summaries, these are specific to Hope World and is not available in the other systems. Real-time order tracking is also another feature that is only available in Hope World. However, in K-pop Planet and Goyangi, although the status can be seen, it is not real-time. Email integration is available in all the systems, including Hope World. So the technology used for this system includes Supabase, which is the backend as a service and alternative to Firebase. TypeScript, which is the superset of JavaScript and allows static typing. ARJS is the library which will be used to display the AR experience. PostgreSQL is the database that will be used to store the data, and Supabase will be used to handle it. Next.js is a full stack framework, but only the front end parts of it will be used in our system. Stripe is the payment gateway or the payment API that allows accepting payments through websites. Resend is an email API that lets us send emails to an email address without having to purchase a domain, as it provides a free domain, so it can be used to send the emails. Vercel will be used to deploy the front end or the storefront and the admin panel. So now moving on to system development methodology. The methodology that has been chosen is Waterfall Agile Hybrid. So initially it begins with Waterfall, where the requirements have been gathered, followed by the designing the system, which has been completed and documented in SRS and SDS. And in the following phase, it will be Agile, where the development is done in sprints. The sprints consist of backlogs, and each sprint is approximately 2 weeks. And throughout each sprint, it will be implemented, it will be coded based on the backlogs. Once it is done, testing will start, followed by the deployment to Vercel, and finally the continuation of the maintenance and support. So the system requirements hardware wise include a laptop and a smartphone. So for a laptop, a processor with a quad-core Intel Core i5 and an 8 GB of RAM is enough for our system. And for a smartphone, a CPU with a minimum speed of 600 MHz or a 4 GB RAM minimum can be accepted for our system to test. So for the system requirements, in terms of software, we have a code editor, which will be VS Code or Visual Studio Code, Draw.io for UML modeling, followed by Google Chrome, which will be used as the web browser, Next.js, which will be used for front end, and Supabase as the backend, followed by Git and GitHub for version control, and finally Postgres, which will be used as the database. Now moving on to the requirements analysis and design, we have the use case diagram. Here we can see a total of 22 use cases, 5 modules, and 3 actors. The administrator and moderator have been generalized to a manager to simplify the design of this use case diagram. So if we look at the account diagram, we have 3 use cases, which lets the user to register their account, view their profile, and edit the profile. Product management is mostly CRUD operations: create, read, update, delete. However, customer or managers, they can view the review as well as summarize. So based on the design, we can assume that when viewing a review, a user can also summarize review if they want to. The AR collectible management consists of two use cases, which lets the user to view the collectible by scanning a QR code, and adding the AR collectible is done by uploading the QR code, the image to be shown on top of it, as well as a marker pattern file which is created using ARJS Studio. The chatbot management is for querying the chatbot, where the user can query the chatbot for products or orders. However, for customers, they can only query orders related to them and all products, and for managers, they can query all products and all orders. The order management includes CRUD operations for orders, as well as managing cart, which allows the user to update, delete any products from their cart. The status update is done in real time, as well as the checkout, where the user can enter their information such as address, and finally they can make the payment, which is handled by by Stripe. And then we have the view sales report, where the manager can create a sales report, or administrator in this case, where they can create a sales report by clicking a button. So the architecture here we can see is a 3-layer architecture that has a user interface layer, domain layer, and data access layer. So this project will be using the MVC architecture, model view controller. So the view in this case is the Next.js application, which is the front end, followed by the controller, which is back end, and the model is the PostgreSQL, which is the database. The domain model consists of 6 entities. There's only one many-to-many relationship between order and the products, which is shown here using a junction collection called order item. So based on this diagram, a user can create 0 or more orders. A product can belong in 1 or more order items, same for the order, and a user can also write 0 or more reviews of a product that they purchase. The AR collectible entity does not have any relation. Now we can see the user interface. So starting off with the login and registration page, we can see that the user can enter their email address and password to register or sign up. And in the user profile page, they can update their information as required, such as password, their email address, or the name. So on the left we can see the profile page for customers, and on the right we can see a page for admins, which is similar for moderators as well. In the storefront of the home page, the user will be able to see the featured products, and they can add an item to the cart as well as search the products. In the browsing page, it will be a bit more detailed than the home page, where they can select the categories as well. The admin dashboard page is also similar to the moderators page. So the dashboard will be accessible by only the admin and not by the moderator. So on the sidebar we can see a total of 5 screens, and admin will be able to see all 5, but moderators can only see AR management, orders, products, and reviews pages. The admin dashboard will let the admin to generate a sales report. Next we have the checkout page. In the checkout page, the customer will be able to enter their personal information, such as their address, the city, the postal code, or the country. The order summary that we can see here is similar to the cart page, where they can see what items have been added and how many items, as well as the total price. The air collectible page, here we can see that there is a marker page. So in our case, it will be a QR code where the user scans it and it opens a URL. And upon scanning the URL, it will show an object, which could be 3D, an image, or a video file, that will be shown on top of the marker. In our case, the marker is the QR code. The AI chat page lets the user to query the products as well as order informations. The send email page will let the admin and moderators to select a user, select the subject as well as the content. Recent API will be used to send the email to the appropriate address. For the customer order tracking page, this page is shown after a user makes an order, where they can see the current order that they have placed as well as the status. Upon the update of the status of an order by either an admin or a moderator, it will be shown in real time in this page. So now moving on to conclusion. In terms of achievements, throughout the phase of PSM1, I have analyzed and documented the requirements of HopeWorld's employees and customers through an interview with the admin as well as a survey that was conducted among 10 customers. The user interface has been designed for the storefront and admin panel. And for PSM2, Supabase, Vercel and Next.js have already been configured, so I will be proceeding with the development. Test cases have also been created in software testing documentation. So for PSM2, I will continue the development of the project using the technologies that have been specified, as well as conduct testing to make sure the project meets the requirements. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.